crowd?
She is my wife.
I am Mrs. Elena Russi, and your worst nightmare has just begun.
Chapter 9. The Winter Gala. Blinding flash of white light exploded through the tinted window of the armored Maybach, followed by another and another. The Grand Imperial Hotel was engulfed in a frantic storm of paparazzi, camera flashes and news reporters struggling against brass velvet ropes. Tonight was the annual Metropolitan Winter Gala, absolute pinnacle of high society networking, where old money, elite politics, and underground power collided beneath crystal chandeliers. Inside the quiet sanctuary of the vehicle, the air was thick with tension. Elena sat beside Dominic, her posture bone straight, her icy fingers tightly gripping the edge of her satin clutch. The heavy diamond necklace, the heart of the Empress, felt cold against her collarbone, a constant, sharp reminder of the role she was about to play. Through the dark glass, her eyes locked onto a couple walking up the red carpet ahead of them. It was Leo Vance. He looked immaculate in a classic black tuxedo, his hand casually resting on the small of the back of Chloe Sterling, the heiress to a massive shipping empire. Leo was smiling for the cameras, exuding the smug, effortless arrogance that Elena had once mistaken for confidence. A sudden wave of nausea washed over Elena. Memories of his cold, disgusted glare from 3 nights ago flared in her mind, threatening to choke the air from her lungs. Breathe. Little bird. Dominic's deep baritone cut through her spiral like a sharp blade. His broad, warm hand reached across the leather seat and slid over her frozen knuckles. His grip was firm and steady, grounding her instantly. Elena turned her head to look at him. Dominic's sculpted face was set in an unyielding mask of dangerous composure. His hazel-green eyes glowed with a dark, predatory fire that made her trembling heart stabilize. "Look at him," Dominic purred softly, his thumb caressing the back of her gloved hand. "Look at how small he is. He trades his pride for corporate investments while you walk in with an empire behind you." Elena drew in a long, deep breath, letting his raw confidence flow through her veins. "I'm ready," she whispered, her voice hardening. "Good," Dominic said, a sharp, lethal smirk touching his lips. The chauffeur opened the heavy rear door. The moment Dominic stepped out, a sudden hush fell over the perimeter of guards, followed immediately by a chaotic roar from the press. Dominic Rossi was a legend shrouded in dark room, a man who rarely made public appearances. He turned back to the car, extending his broad, leather-gloved hand toward Elena. Elena placed her icy hand in his. As she stepped out onto the red carpet, the cold winter night air hit her face, but she didn't flinch. She lifted her chin, her midnight blue satin gown catching the glare of 100 camera lenses, shimmering like a dark sea. Her deep red lips were curved into an unreadable, icy expression. Who is she? Is that Dominic Rossi's companion? Look at that sapphire. It's incredible. Shouts from the reporters filled the air, but Elena heard none of it. She walked beside Dominic, her arm looped gracefully through his, her heels clicking rhythmically against the stone steps as they entered the grand foyer. The ballroom was a dazzling palace of ice and gold. Massive crystal chandeliers hung from soaring ceilings, casting a brilliant radiance over hundreds of guests dressed in haute couture. Champagne glasses clinked. Orchestral music drifted through the air, and low, sophisticated laughter echoed throughout the room. The moment Dominic Rossi walked through the double mahogany doors, the room fell silent. Conversations died in throat after throat. Heads turned in unison. Powerful CEOs, crooked politicians, and ruthless socialites stepped aside, clearing a path for the undisputed don of the city. But, within seconds, the collective gaze shifted from Dominic to the breathtaking woman beside him, across the room. Standing near a towering champagne pyramid, Leo Vance was laughing with a group of investors. Noticing the sudden shift in the room's energy, he turned, holding his crystal flute. His eyes landed on Elena, the glass in Leo's hand tilted violently, champagne sloshing over the crystal edge and dripping onto his pristine leather shoes. His mouth opened slightly, his smug expression instantly dissolving into a mask of pure, absolute shock. "Elena," Leo muttered, his voice barely a breath. Chloe Sterling, standing beside him, frowned, clutching Leo's arm tightly. "Leo? What's wrong with you? Who is that woman?" Elena felt Leo's gaze locked onto her. 3 days ago, he had watched her beg in the rain, throwing her out like trash. Now he was staring at a queen draped in diamonds, standing at the right hand of the most feared man in the country. A swell of dark satisfaction ignited in Elena's chest. She didn't look away. Instead, she turned her head slowly and met Leo's wide, disbelieving eyes. Her dark eyes were devoid of heat, devoid of tears, carrying only an icy, burning disgust. "He sees you, little bird," Dominic murmured in her ear, his hand sliding down to rest possessively against the curve of her waist, drawing her closer against his side. "And he is suffocating on his own regret." "Let him choke," Elena whispered back, her voice remarkably smooth. A cold smile touching her red lips. Before Leo could recover his senses, a shrill, sharp voice cut through the quiet hum of the room from behind them. "Dominic! What a surprise to see you here." Evelyn Vansleo's formidable, ruthless mother stepped into their path. She was clad in an ornate emerald dress, her face plastered with a tight, fake smile designed for high society politics. But as her sharp eyes slid from Dominic to Elena, her fake smile shattered instantly, replaced by a flash of absolute malice and revulsion. "You?" Evelyn hissed under her breath, taking a sharp step forward, her manicured hands clenching her silk fan so hard the ribs groaned. "How dare you drag your filthy peasant feet into this room? Security, remove this gold-digging tramp immediately." The surrounding guests gasped, whispering furiously behind their gloved hands. Elena felt a cold spike of anxiety prick her heart. But before the doubt could take root, Dominic moved. Dominic stepped slightly in front of Elena, his massive frame blocking Evelyn's aggressive approach. The atmosphere around them instantly plummeted below freezing. The relaxed elegance in Dominic's posture vanished, replaced by an aura so dark, heavy, and suffocating that even the air in the ballroom seemed to grow thin. "Watch your tongue, Evelyn," Dominic purred, his baritone dropping into a low, terrifying rumble that sent a tremor through the surrounding crowd. Evelyn paled, taking an involuntary step back under the sheer weight of his lethal gaze. "Dominic, you don't understand. She was a servant's daughter. She tried to ruin my son. She is my wife," Dominic interrupted, his voice slicing through her lies with absolute, unyielding authority. The entire ballroom seemed to hold its breath. A wave of audible shocks rippled through the elite audience. "Wife? Dominic Rossi got married? She's Mrs. Rossi." Dominic stepped closer to Evelyn, towering over the older woman like a dark shadow. His hazel eyes narrowed into dangerous slits. "You will speak to Mrs. Rossi with the respect her title demands," Dominic growled, his voice carrying to every corner of the silent hall. "Or I will buy Vance Enterprises by midnight, dismantle it by dawn, and throw your entire family into the street where you belong." Evelyn's face drained of all color. Her lips trembled, but no sound came out. She clutched her pearl necklace with icy, shaking fingers, utterly humiliated in front of every powerful family in the city. At that moment, Leo pushed through the crowd, his face pale, his eyes wide with a chaotic mix of shock, rage, and sudden panic. "Elena!" Leo called out, stepping toward her, completely ignoring his mother. "What is the meaning of this? What kind of sick game are you playing?" Elena stepped out from behind Dominic's shoulder. She looked down at Leo, the man she had loved for 3 years, the man who had broken her soul and felt nothing at all. "It's no game, Leo," Elena said, her voice clear, elegant and resonant, carrying effortless power. She reached up, resting her hand gently over Dominic's broad arm, her diamond ring catching the chandelier light. "Allow me to introduce myself properly." She met Leo's desperate, furious gaze with a look of supreme, icy disdain. I am Mrs. Elena Rossi, and your worst nightmare has just begun. That's the end of this chapter. The next chapter is coming very soon. Smash that subscribe button right now and drop a comment below so you won't miss the thrilling next plot twist. See you in the next chapter.